Hello and welcome back to the next episode of Terra Invicta as the Resistance, and we are back at it again. So in the last episode we took some serious damage, we had some nuclear weapons and other issues, if I remember myself correctly. It has been a little bit while since I recorded that episode. And what's really our plan going forward? Well, a few things. First off, our financial situation is not great. And that's primarily because of our hampers, also from our councillors, some various things. So we need to improve that financial situation. The second thing, we need to consolidate our power in Europe. We lost a lot of armies with the Russian army, and we need to reconsolidate those efforts to probably take over more of these territories. I want to probably take over Belarus. I want to take over some of these more middle countries, the Humanity First. I want to reconcile with Humanity First because they are, how do we say, not opposed to us. However, they're kind of in the way. They've taken territories in our sphere of influence that I don't like, and so I'm going to have to kick them out no matter what. That's just going to be how it's going to have to be. To solve our financial crisis, we'll get to that in a moment, but I have a plan for that. In terms of our politics, we want to probably take over Turkey. We're getting great nations, which will allow us to get Great Europa, which will allow us to combine Russia and the European Union, I've been told. So we can create one mega state, and that state will then cost a lot less influence, and we can begin to put pressure on other areas. Speaking of pressure, we have places like the United States. Right now, we have taken control of Canada from the servants, and that has allowed us to get a border with the US, and I want to try and wrest control of the United States away from the Protectorate if at all possible. Over in China, we have the Chinese being controlled here by the Protectorate as well, and they have a $30 trillion economy, which is not great. They also have nuclear weapons. The initiative is controlling India. We need to... I'm not too bothered by the initiative or Project Exodus. I am bothered by Humanity First. I want Humanity First to be a little more likable to me. I am bothered by the Protectorate and the Servants and the Academy. Those people need to be dealt with. But to do that, we're going to sort our finances. So that's what we'll do next. So let's go to our habs. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm looking at, how much we're spending on these different things. And I'm realizing, right, so this Iron Duke base provides us 22.5 of this, but we're losing a lot of volatiles, a lot of resources. If we look at a Martian base, right, so if we look at, let's go to Resistance. We look at our Martian bases. They are going to be providing us with a hell of a lot more resources. This can mine 104 and all this. That's a lot more resources in comparison to Shackleton Crater. In fact, it's costing us. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start getting rid of these. I'm going to decommission the hab. Can we decommission module? Decommission module. So I'm going to decommission the settlement mining complex. I'm going to keep the Marine Platoon barracks, and I'm going to keep the fission reactor array. But I am going to decommission these modules here, which should then reduce the cost we're taking in boost. It should also reduce the cost we're taking in mission control and redirect our efforts to more important areas. So we're going to be decommissioning those modules. And I'm going to do this with all of our lunar assets. So over here we have a lot of life science labs, so I'm not too worried. But this is costing us way too much, and it's not getting us very much in the way of actual resources. So we're going to decommission this settlement mining complex. We're going to then, that should then give us a lot of more power. So I'm going to decommission you. And we're going to put in a, let's do a life science lab on the colony. Oh, actually, no, we need a Marine Platoon barracks built in space. Right there. And we're going to go through and keep doing that with all of our lunar territories. I think we've got most of them. We only had a few. Oh yeah, you here. We've got these solar arrays coming up. I'm going to decommission this module. We're going to decommission you. We're going to decommission you. And we're also going to decommission... We've got the Marine Platoon barracks. I'm going to add in a very simple solar collector. Build in space, that'll be that. And then we can also put some additional research on it if we want to, though really we want to be filling out Leo with that kind of research, so I'll keep it where it is for now. It's really Mars that we want to be expanding into. So right now we have an outpost mining complex here. We want to be getting more resources out of this area. This is water, this is volatile, this is various things. These things are also costing us finances. We just got rid of a lot of that financial cost. and we need to regain those stations that we lost last episode. However, I'm going to keep these complexes online, and I'm going to keep trying to upgrade these complexes as much as we can. So I'm going to upgrade that settlement. I'm also going to upgrade this Martian settlement. That'll take 40 days. We're going to go to Mars. We've also got Palace, which we are trying to get some mining on. And if we look over here, we are building up a settlement mining complex for this Martian base. I'm also going to add in an additional Marine platoon barracks as well. And we've also got Belisarius Station on the way, which will have those shipyards being built. Now, if we look in the solar system, and I really want to focus on this, a lot of our issue with dealing with take those stations being taken over is we have issues with the proximity to Earth with those shipyards. So I'm thinking we want to put a space station, perhaps near the moon or in a Lagrange point, which will then allow us to not have to worry so much about that. Definitely. We still need to sort our finances out, so let's go through our politicians, our people. We're going to, over here, we're going to increase your administration capacity, so we'll do that. That'll provide us with research for you. You are a politician, though. Let me have a look around. I need resources that will not cost me. I need stuff that won't cost me income. Because I imagine a lot of this will be costing us income. You are minus 19, and where's that coming from? What is costing that much resources? We've got a lot of different research here. I mean, this guy's an incredible person. We don't really... Okay, that'll give us +1 monthly income. That'll give us +13 monthly income on that Palatine mining group. So let's get that. So that'll give us +13. If we have a look at our current mining... Our daily income is 7.9. Our monthly income is -240. So we need to improve that as much as we can. You are costing us -518. How the hell are you doing that for us? Okay, so that intelligence headquarters is costing. That's not costing anything. Okay, the Ministry of State Security. I'm reducing that. We need to. I'm going to take these off. Take these off, and I'm going to take this off. There we go. Okay, that will reduce that cost significantly. You are then costing us -50. Federal Security Office costs -250. Okay, these are all costing us a ridiculous amount. I'm gonna have to put Alma Space back on when I can, but I'm gonna take out the Federal Security Service, if I can. I'm going to have to take away some of these mining companies. The Federal State Service, take it out, confirm transfer. And then we're going to put on, if we can, Alma Space, or Almace Rocketry. I'm going to get you out. I'm going to get you out and then put you in. That should sort out our mission control problem. And yeah, we've had to reshuffle that. That should improve our financial situation drastically. I would imagine it would.
One grabs a weapon, another...
Oh yeah, so rival psychology just finished up. We're also getting space medicine. That's someone else getting, but we're focusing on great nations at the moment. In terms of our ships, I want to be destroying an enemy ship, an alien ship here. But we're going to need to really get manufacturing capacity up first. The problem right now is we're dealing with... Obviously, we lost our shipyard capacity, which was a bit of a problem.
On station.
Okay, they're now on Belisarius Station. You're going on Vercingetorix Station. Peace between Iran and Turkmenistan. Ooh. And we're trying to get a purge into...
Our people have taken
Poland. There we go. We've gained control of the mass media or security apparatus, my bad. And if we can gain control of the rest of Poland, we can then integrate Poland right in. Okay, let's have a look at assignments. Economically speaking, our monthly income has still not changed much. Unassigned organization pool. I would imagine that is why. Okay, let us solve that then. So, unassigned ops. We are going to have you get assigned most of these mining companies. Yeah, we just don't have the administration. I'm gonna have to sell some of this stuff off. How do I sell this? I want to sell off some of these. How much will this sell for? I guess it won't. Sell org. Okay, but yes, we can sell org. Sell org. Confirm sale. We'll be able to get these back. Ministry of State Security is pretty good, but yeah, there we go. Okay, that's going to get our financial situation much, much better. Can we assign any of these to anywhere? No, we can't. I'm going to just start selling off these organizations. And that should solve... total orgs allowed. There we go. Total orgs allowed. We've been able to get that under wraps. And that's really what we want to be able to do. We need to improve our financial situation. However, obviously that's going to take some time. I did increase funding priority on the EU to try and get funding up, but you know, it's going to take some time, obviously. All right, so our politician over here, we can't really manage anything exactly. We do have good popularity in Canada at the moment. We have good popularity over here, and we have good popularity over there. Belarus is not a very large nation, so we should be able to start a war with it. So I'm going to set a national policy for this, and we're just going to walk into Belarus. How much longer would it take to do a federation? Let me have a look. Well, not federation, but a unification. That'll take us until June 25th. We're going to have you then go investigate some aliens.
Ready for my mission. Where do you need me?
Actually, your advising's probably better. Let's advise Russia. Dmitry, what can you do? Can we purge? We can go for a crackdown. We can go for a purge. It's 43. We have plenty of influence available. I would like to get that done if possible, but I think the main thing is we're going to need the defense interests.
Ready for your orders.
So you're Marcus Magoza. What are you doing? You're doing the national policy. We'll have you defend interests in Poland.
Making things safe for our people.
You are in orbit, I would imagine. Survey location, extract officer, hostile takeover, contact orbit, deorbit, transfer. So we can transfer you to the International Space Station, or, more importantly, we need to transfer you to Vercingetorix. Where are you currently based? I don't... That is Yushakova Station. Persepolis, which is another station. I think that's one of ours as well. So I'm going to transfer you there. With you, we can begin purging. We can do a crackdown. There's not too many good options with that. Have you go investigate alien activity, and then you are in orbit, of course. You can sabotage HAB module, but you're on this. How do we get the ability to retake this over? It's because there's no valid target. Targets for the mission may be validated. I mean, at the very least, we can probably take it down. Can we transfer you to another space station? We'll transfer you to Yushakova. I think that will allow them to launch an attack. Again, I'm not too sure on that, of course. Now, let me have a look at the current American situation.
Your orders?
I would love to grab you back down, but we're going to have to wait.
Securing our interests.
Offering counsel.
Okay, that's improved the GDP situation for Russia, which is good news. And again, you're just gonna have to wait along here. We are waiting for some additional stuff to be done. I'm gonna take away this. We're focusing on trying to get the Great Nations done as quickly as possible, because that'll then allow us to unify Russia and the EU, which would be a big deal. That would actually reduce our cap massively. And we do need to take over the Humanity First regions over here. We didn't actually do the national policy change. I should have got someone else to do that. That's my bad. Okay. we are going to need to get additional mission control available. Hab construction completed from Marine Platoon Barracks in Bella Servius. That gives us a lot of Marine Platoon Barracks. We are going to need to wait on the 10th of February. How long is this? 10th of February before we get the additional things that we need. But this is going to be basically our war yard in low Earth orbit.
Here's what we found.
They've investigated. Ooh, let's go. The game's having a little bit of a hissy fit. We'll just observe outwards. There we go. Okay, set national policy in the country, please. You are currently over here. I'm gonna have you deorbit. I don't think you can do anything. You can begin to look at doing some espionage. Again, we're still kind of waiting on that issue with Russia right now. Let me set national policy. We've got a humanity first individual here. I want to actually make contact with him, see if he'd like to talk. Defensive interests, not really. We can do a crackdown potentially. Crackdown into Sweden, but I think we'll just try and militarily occupy these areas first. I don't really want to go for a unification because it's a bit late at this point. They're being annoying, so I'm just gonna like take them over. Defend our interests there. Defend interests. Interests are defended in the EU. Interests are defended over here. Can we do any crackdowns on this side of the world? No, we can't. We can start to look at raising our public support in the EU, not in the EU, but over there. We can find an orbital now. Guys, 3 free control. You're over here. We can survey location. We can't launch an assault on a hab. Let me have a look. What kind of things do I need for that? Control space asset. Persuade the shipboard crews to join. We have to have mission control to take on the assets. This mission will be resolved late in the resolution phase. Okay, we need to have actual control capacity for it. But something that I am going to do before that is I'm going to go over to Earth and I'm going to go over to L1. So the L1 point, and I'm going to create a orbital in a halo orbit, and we're founding Albemarle Station, and we'll put that on the L1 point over here, which you can now see. And we're going to go over to this, and we're going to start building it out. So this is going to cost us. This is where there's fuel and resupply over here, but this will function as supply depot launches probes. Building Earth, building space. So we're going to build 2 shipyards, building space. We're going to build a Marine Platoon Barracks. We're going to build out a solar array. And that will provide us with 42 power. Obviously, these are going to take 40 power each, plus we have that to worry about. So we're going to do another solar array as well. And I'm also going to put another solar array here as well there. And that should be enough to power that station. And then we're going to use that to start building out some ships all the way over there on the L1 point of the moon. And that should be a much safer area overall. We do need to get our mission control situation up. Specifically, if we can take over this control point, that'd be a big deal. We also need to take over some of the other control points. We're going to set that national policy. You then, I'm going to have you just surveil location for now. We will get you doing something when we have enough capacity for you. We currently do not. Non-aggression pact.
Your organization has its uses, but do not cross us further.
We'll provide you with some ops. How about that? 200? I think we pissed them off a little bit too much. I don't think they like us very much. Have module completed on Unification Station. Anti-satellite test, the United States of America. Debris in all low Earth orbits will increase by 2. The Protector do suffer a loss in terms of people liking them. However, again, them being control of the US is not a good thing. We need to regain that control. Have module completed. Have module completed. The servants stole Pulsar Drive, which is not great. The servants are really annoying me because they're seizing control of a lot of different things. In terms of our espionage, we didn't manage to actually get any public opinion in the United States, unfortunately. We can declare war now. Georgia. Oh, yes, I need to actually... my bad. I need to make Belarus a rival. Belarus? Yep. And then over here, we're going to go over to... We're going to try and get them up over to the northern areas and take over Sweden and Finland, if I can, with the EU.
On solid ground.
All right. We are still over capacity. We're going to try to get it up where we can. I've put a little bit more into there. Victor 6 has completed its low transfer. If we have a look at the fleets in the system, so Victor 6 is in low Earth orbit at the moment with 119. We have at most about 36, something like that. Again, we're going to need to build out new ships, which we lost, unfortunately. New settlement cores have been added onto those Martian territories. So if we go over to Mars, and in terms of lunar, actually, I'm just going to I think we just get rid of these. Yeah, I think we do. Decommission Hab, take that off. Same with you. I'm just going to decommission. Decommission both those Habs. Shackleton, Shackleton Crater, decommission you as well. And then over here, again, we got a couple of shipyards on Mars, which I've set up for some reason. However, we don't have enough actual reactor power to power it. That's going to take 37 power. I need these fission reactor arrays to come online, realistically speaking. Fission pile. We need these online as quick as we can. Over here, we have the fission reactor array. We'll have the settlement mining complex. That'll be done on January of next year, so that'll be done very, very shortly. That is going to start mining. Get mining operations on the way. Palace is also going to hopefully be able to get its mining operations done and dusted. That'll be done in March. That should reduce our mission control capacity somewhat by getting rid of those hab areas. Okay, over here, what do we have here? Politician. Keep building up public campaign support. You over here, let's set national policy in Russia. Or actually, no, I don't want you doing that. I want you to look at purging. Finish off. Go for the Russian situation over there. You have 62% purge chance.
At your service.
Can't stabilize the nation. You got 25 admin power. Let's just have you advise the EU at the moment.
My expertise.
That's kind of your primary job. It's kind of what you do the most good at. Over here, we have a spy. We can begin building up public support in some of these countries. Not really able to. We can look at a purge chance. The Middle East is basically being controlled by Humanity First, which is whatever. They do control some of these territories over here, which I would like to gain control over. We have the Protectorates over in India. It's mainly the United States with which I am concerned. There's not really a lot I can do.
We'll make our appeal.
We'll try to build up some public support there. We're going to survey location, and we're going to keep building up, again, more and more stuff in space. That's going to be our focus, is getting our space situation in a better place, so that we're ready to actually fight aliens. That's a settlement mining complex. That should be a big boost to resources we're getting in. Impose sanctions. Yes, let's impose sanctions on the US. Yeah, that should greatly increase our income. Now we're getting that on the way. Arctic methane. Methane in this atmosphere increased by 0.05 parts per million. But we gain 250 research. Why not? Let's go for 250. We're now at about 20,000 points.
Public sentiment is increasingly with us.
US 10%.
Public opinion remains unmoved.
Hey, your army's at 4.1 though. There's a big army. Same with you. Okay, deploy armies to Oslo. And then we need to get you guys all the way up, if possible, to northern areas. We can new marine platoon barracks, but we are getting one of these lunar areas. We should be. Yeah, you're getting rid of. You're getting rid of. That's costing us -5, -4. Yeah, these costs are a lot to maintain, but we kind of just have to wait with it. For now, anyway. The good news is we are getting a lot more resources from Mars, and we have the highest boost economy. If we turn on boost, actually, we can see that. Boost. This is our boost income in comparison with the rest of the world. Yeah, that's our boost income. So we have a lot more boost capacity and a lot more capability in space, and that's where we want to leverage. Really leverage our power. We completed orbital core for Yushekov station. We completed marine platoon barracks for the other station, but this now means that we do have this orbital core ready to go on this station, and that has solar collectors. Yushikovo station, and we're going to now turn that into. I'm going to upgrade the solar array. Built from space. We're going to turn this, I think, into a military. What kind of like science are we missing out on? Quite a bit, actually. I'm going to go for, if possible, information science. I don't think we can. We got space science, we've got xenology. We have space dock. Space dock is tier 1 for inspired spacecraft. Yeah, I know. Military science lab. We have marine platoon barracks. Military. Let's do a military science lab. Military science lab. Military science lab. Let's get a bit of materials lab. And then I'm also going to put on an additional solar array, and then we can also put on a military science lab. Get those additional science research up. And again, we're going to try and retake what we lost, though. Again, it's going to be a bit hard to do that, at least for now. Okay, keep building up public opinion in there. We still haven't set national policy. Oh, for God's sakes, I always forget about doing that correctly. I wish the game was a little bit easier about moving the camera around, to be honest. I think that's definitely one thing that could be improved. With you, keep purging into Russia. I'm going to keep spending a ton of influence on that. I know it's a bit of a waste. However, I would much prefer that to do that right now anyway. I'm going to keep building up the EU as much as we can.
Offering counsel.
Let's turn boost off and let's look at population nations. So national policy, they should be able to then sort themselves out. You are the Italian force, if I remember myself correctly. So just keep moving through to Vienna. Then we'll have you move up to Denmark and keep going. But we are going to purge. Regime change in Iraq. I wonder who did that. That is their forces, and they have robotics age armed forces. So the Protectorate are going to be scary, because they have obviously the best army money can buy at the moment, and we don't have a lot to do about that. Our armies are definitely lagging a lot behind in the current generation of technology, because we're focusing on research. We're still over that capacity of mission control, which is not great. First Division, they've arrived in Oslo now. We are then going to hopefully be invading into Russia. Declare war on Belarus. Decline. Continue. Declare war. And let's move the army straight in. So that is one army, one Russian army. We should also maybe get Poland in as well. Allies. Or at least we can end the rivalry with Russia. We are going to send that army in, though. I'm not sure that's going to be useful. We also have in-situ resource modularization. An idea of a colony ship is definitely something I want to look at. So if we look at that, that should be in-situ resource utilization. To repellent as an unprefab sites that produce voices using the ship's propellant. Ships that use anything as propellant may replant at that site. I like that. That sounds very, very useful. That's definitely something I want to look at. But we are going to be able to get great nations on the way. I'm going to build a... I think, like, once we get the shipyards online, a colony ship will definitely be a thing. Unrest in Canada. Unrest in the United States improves. 50% success. Request peacekeeping support. Unrest in Canada because small amount of damage to the economic population. Request peace. Where are the good guys? Oh my god, they just captured this one. I don't know what I can do to please stop it. They're just capturing all these stations. I have no bloody clue. We need someone. We need... because they're doing this with these agents. And they're capturing. And they're doing... Oh, for God's sakes. It's probably because I'm going over the cap. I'm being dumb, I would imagine. I'm just giving my fucking... I'm giving these stations away. And that's just not... it's not really conclusive to a good economic outlook on life. Is giving away these stations. I need to reduce capacities. I really do. That's a big blow. Because we're building these stations for them, essentially speaking. That's costing us no capacity right there. Terra Mars, we got that underway. Amera Station, that's going to be built and underway. Yusakov Station's going to be built and underway. That's -5, that's -5. That's costing us 2. 362 people there. Luna. What are we spending our points on? 5 for ships, 44 from nations, 3 councillors. Is there any boost to that I can get? Not that I can see. Okay. Let me go over then to... again, go over to here. 44 for nations, 48 for Haps. I have to get rid of one, I think. Otherwise, this is going to keep happening. That'll be 3. I need 5. This one's costing us a lot, but this has some mining complex. That's mining us a lot of resources. I have to keep hold of them. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't think we can go ahead with this expansion. I'm going to decommission Hab. Fuck it. I need to decommission some of these
Our
Habs.
enemies are still in control.
Okay, they've arrived in Vienna. Yeah, I've just made the categorical mistakes. I made some really annoying bad mistakes there. And those are going to cost us. It's going to cost us. Keep building up public opinion. We need those operation centers, I think, because we need to get mission control up. Because mission control is what's costing us a lot here. Change projects, operations centers. Can we get an operations center available? Do we already have them available? We don't. Oh man, I must be misremembering then. Okay. Keep advising.
Offering assistance.
The army's going in. Keep trying to get purges in.
Targeting the opposition. Ready to go.
Can't do a crackdown. Set your national policy. Set national policy for the EU.
Standing by for
Relations. We should be able to get in onto Sweden here. We've got those armies in. They're at 4.1, so the same as us. The question is, will we be able to actually manage anything? UI spy. Go investigate alien activity.
Offering support.
The space situation is getting hammered just because they've been able to seize these territories. Alright, we're now in Belarus. I don't think we have enough forces. Yeah, I don't think so. We are trying to get them under the occupation. I think that would require at least 2 forces. We do have build army on the way, but it's taking some time, of course. Okay, deploy army to Denmark.
The people will come to our side.
His military operations haven't been too successful. We have 4% occupied. I'm going to need a lot more forces, I think.
Mission complete.
Federation. Can't do a Federation. Oh, yeah, I need to... I always make the mistake. I need to actually set their relations with allies. Because they're in the EU. No, they're not in the EU. They're not in the EU. The Academy, Sweden, off. Rival on. We will go kill Sweden in the next round. We'll have those forces available here shortly enough anyway. Border skirmish, escalate the conflict. Yes, there we go. War's broken out. Deploy all armies. Go, 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 go. We're going to pull out this army. I'm probably not going to be able to take Belarus, which is unfortunate. I'm going to have to wait until Russia gets his armies built up. This army just arrived. We're going to have them head over. Oh, can we really not? Cancel operation. Can we really not? Okay, I would love to attach a navy. I'm not sure how to accomplish that objective. I don't think you can attach a navy. I'm just going to send those two forces in. I doubt they'll actually be able to stop them, to be fair. We did manage to get control of all of Russia back, which is fantastic news. I'm going to keep building the army up, and I'm going to focus on getting the economy and some of the other stuff sorted out. But now we have all of Russia, which is good news for us. Fleet combatants. Last construction of the following ship components. Battle cruiser, battleship, cruiser. Okay, we can make proper big ships, though obviously we need a lot of resources to be able to do that, and we don't really have that available for now anyway. Okay, keep building up public opinion in over there. You can keep advising the country. We're going to look at purges. We're going to look at purging you from Poland.
We're taking power. Ready for orders. I will try to sway the
Public campaign.
Orders?
And over here we can't manage to go sabotage something. I'm not sure who we're sabotaging that off from, but you know, we'll have to see. Okay. There we go. The Protectorate have a major setback. That's good. We can actually sabotage them, which is nice. That'll give them less combat training capability. Great Nations is almost complete.
We are winning their
We're now
hearts.
fighting in Sweden at the moment.
Our case remains unheard.
Okay, we're trying to begin the occupation here, though that's gonna... I'm gonna need that additional force brought in. Regime change in Japan? Yeah, the US is going all over the place at the moment. Problem is, I can't get these guys actually assigned up to a navy because we don't have a navy available. And for some reason, you can't cross the straits here, which is kind of annoying, I'm not going to lie.
Our people have taken control.
Alright, we just took control of all of Poland. We're going to keep building up as much public support as we can over here. Can I get you, much my rebel, to have a look? Can we get into the United States? 29.7 to do a coup. That would, again, we're going to have to build up unrest, I think. Yeah, build up unrest in the US. We're going to focus as much efforts as possible on trying to get the United States into a position that will be more agreeable. You can increase unrest. Oh, actually, no, you can't. You can't really do any increase in unrest. You can go around and start sabotaging projects, though, however. You, on the other hand, perhaps can do some increasing unrest amounts. Port Moresby. No. Just go sabotage them. I think I'm sabotaging the Protectorate there, which is good.
They'll all be so
Great Nations.
down here that they won't even realize we've
So that
built
gives
up
us
an empire there. Director Khalid Al-Ashqar comments to investors ahead of the Emirates Mars mission.
Yeah, that should give us what we want in terms of Great Europa. I'm now going to dock that down, put one into there. I'm going to start looking at some larger ships. Point defense turrets, global listing network, Free State Union. Can we go for... I mean, that's a social science lab is definitely something we probably want. But there is fleet combatants, 6,000, which will provide us with these large battleships, which we could potentially build, and maybe. That's the service doing stuff in Africa at the moment. We'll keep trying to build up more public support and also increase unrest in the United States as much as we can. We can keep hitting up setbacks against them. Okay, come on, get that public support up, get that unrest up as much as we can. Because if we can overthrow the US, then that would give us pretty much a lot of unadulterated power to do whatever the hell we want to do. If we can balance, I'm going to go allows. So this is a fission platform. This is a fission outpost. Let's go for that then. That should take about what, 10 days to do. War against Myanmar. We're now, yeah, again, we're gonna have to wait until we get that army moved over. Deploy army. We need a naval force. We don't have a naval force available at the moment, which is kind of a bummer, so to speak. We can potentially move them all the way around, which I think is what I'm going to have to do. That's going to be a pain to do so. But if we are allied with Russia, which I can do, there we go, we are now allied. Again, preparation of Great Europa as well. But if we can bring you all the way around, which I'm going to have to do before we can realistically get any kind of occupation strength against them. Mining complex just opened up on... What's that base called? Moon? I thought it was Moon Bugger base. But no, those are shipping now a bunch of volatiles, which is very, very useful for us. We're able to ship those right back to the colony. Okay, we're going to get those moved around. We're going to keep public campaign. We're going to keep building up unrest as much as we can over in the United States.
Stand by for orders.
The people will rise.
Over in the EU, we're going to keep advising as much as we can.
Ready.
We're going to keep building up as much public support as possible in the United States of America.
Tell our story. Acknowledged.
Build up more public support.
I will try to sway the public.
Okay, and in terms of our HABs, stuff that's coming online, this is waiting on that marine platoon barracks, but you're basically already mining resources, which is good news. Terra Sabia Mars, got that fission reactor array, that should be coming online on July. Almira Station, that's in that Halo orbit. Again, we've lost like 3 fucking space stations. I don't know what to do about it. I can't really retake them. I need like an astronaut. I need a replacement, to be honest. I need a new person, and that's something I think I'm gonna have to have a look at. This spy guy is not working out for me. I don't think so. I'm dismissing him. I'm gonna retain those organizations, and then we're gonna recruit a new person. I'm looking for an astronaut. I'm looking for someone who can assault an enemy space asset. These space marines, that's what I want. But I need a command capability. So I need someone with good command, good base command ability. Crew. Hard target, he's aware. +2 security, suspicious. Potential, there's potential there. Command 7. Enemy of the state, but that's Guinea. 4.2 influence, purge, coup d'etats, increase unrest. I like you, we'll go for you. 7 command capability. And I'm then going to boost you up with these organizations. So we're going to give you, first off, that'll give us additional income. We're going to get you to go up. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to have to, obviously, you know, getting rid of people at that late stage is not something you want to do. We're going to orbit you, and I'm going to orbit you to Yushikova Station. Orbit to that station. Oh, we're decommissioning it, aren't we? Fuck. We don't have any space stations in low Earth orbit. Are you kidding me? Are you actually kidding me? We have no space stations in low Earth orbit. Yeah, we have no... Okay, what about Romeo 1? That's an Orpheus. You should be in orbit. We'll go to you. Perhaps we can assault from that? We can assault from our ships? Because we still have those ships in low Earth orbit. Okay, that has arrived in the Hamburg region. Move command. We're going to get you moved over to the east. Europa Ascendant. We gain claims on Yerevan, Minsk, Ankara. So this is Moscow, Istanbul, Ankara, Yerevan, and Minsk. So that would give us claims in the EU, like down here. Particularly, that would actually give us claims on Turkey, which is definitely something I want to be going after. So Europa Ascendant, that's 20,000 RP though. That's a lot of power, and we're gonna need. I need to invest in social science research really before we do anything with that. Like, they're just not affordable. Habcore completed in low Earth orbit, completed shipyards, space medicine just finished up research. Okay, so if we go over to Almera Station, we now have shipyards once again available. Fantastic. What about ship designs? What can we do? Well, design ship class. We can design up to a destroyer. Let us design a destroyer. Okay, so this is a big boy. It's gonna be a big boy. It's gonna cost a lot of money. Also, our mission control cap again is a bit of a problem. We need to rapidly increase that. We're going to provide a marine assault unit on board, which is this. Allows ship. I guess we can't assault habs until we have those marine assault units. But I'm gonna provide. Take one of those off. We're gonna do guns, so we can put on nose guns wise. We can put on 12-inch cannon, which, if we have a look here, provides a lot more damage, which is nice. In terms of hull weapons, we have the Vipers, we have the Artemis. The Artemis do a lot of damage, but yeah, they're big boys. Most importantly, they don't cost the volatiles. They only cost the metals and the volatiles, but they don't cost the noble metals. So we'll put 2 missile pods on with the 12-inch gun. We can then put utility modules. We have a heat sink, so that will be able to store energy. We have a hydrogen containment, and I'm going to put that on. We also have a magazine. We're going to put a magazine on as well. Now, radiators. I'm not sure if we'll need that. For the engine, let's do radiators first. This will be our radiator on. For our battery, we'll put on the best battery, which is lithium sulfur. For power plant, we'll put on the solid core fusion 2. And then for drive, we can put on a pulsar drive. So this provides basically just a better one of these. So we're going to put one of these guys on. And so that provides us with about 3 millig's of acceleration. We get about 9 kps. Ooh, that's a lot. Okay, how much is it going to cost us? 150, 56. We've got the resources for this. We can start pumping these boys out. The problem is mission control, obviously. 400 newtons. There's 4 engines. We add additional propellant tanks. That gives us 13.2. We need to add armor, though, so we're going to add in the composite armors. We're going to focus everything at the front of the ship. So I'm going to put 6 layers of armor on you. I'm going to put like 1 layer you, and we'll put 1 layer you. That gives us 8.8. We'll have this just operate within the moon system, I think. So I'm going to save this design for a second. And I want to have a look at example transfer. So if we go over to our ships. So this is a Recusant class destroyer, right? I want to have a look at Intel. I'll have a look at transfers. The transfer planner. So from Earth, from low Earth orbit to lunar orbit. So L1, for example. Let's do L1 Halo orbit. 10 kps and let's say 6 mil. Time travel 2.38 days. Launch 20th of March or 22nd of March. So yes, they can make it back and forth. That works for me. Let me go over to my ship classes then. Let's have a look at the destroyer once more. Let's upgrade. We're going to obviously we designate this to a interdictor. Interdictor, interceptor, patrol. Patrol is probably more valid. And that's what we will try and build. We also had that transport I was building, which was the corvette-sized vessel, and that had on it a bunch of stuff. We also have Blucher over here. Okay. Gravity takes effect. I see. Oh, we want that stuff in orbit then. Oh, that was a bad idea. I'm going to get rid of those. But no, we want these corvettes because this corvette provides us, if I remember... let me go over to my ship design. Let me go over to Habs. Let me go over to ship classes. Please give me... We had a troop carrier. That was the Aru class frigate. Okay, so what we're going to do... First off, we're going to go over to those Habs. I'm going to take those Habs off. Habs. Mars, Blucher base. These are costing us resources and not really doing a lot for us. 42 total. This costs us 2.9 to build on. I'm going to decommission this module. I'm going to decommission both these modules. There we go. But what we're going to do is we're going to start building out, and I would love to build up more of these stations, but we do have the station out. Fuck low Earth orbit in terms of like actual other stuff because we just get fucked. We can actually build out more stuff on here, which is what I would like to do. So in terms of power, we have 41 power available. I'm going to build another shipyard, build in space. I'm going to build another solar collector or solar array, and then we're going to build another shipyard as well. We're going to double our capacity in terms of shipyards to replace the other capacity. And we're going to start building our ships. So we're going to start building... so we have the Rakusan class destroyer here, 8.8 kps, 6.4 millig's. So that is going to be what we'll build first. So we're going to build one of those, and then over in the other ship area, we're going to start building out the troop carrier, add to queue, which is going to need additional resource delivery. But we're going to build those out. I'm going to build an addition. We're going to keep on those destroyers as much as we can. So we're going to build 3 of those destroyers on the way. That has 77 power. So this can nearly go toe-to-toe with an enemy ship. If you have 3 of these, I feel confident. We also now will have this troop carrier, which will have marine assault units. What I might want to have a look at as well is a design. If I go over to design ship class. So this is a destroyer, right? This is our destroyer base. I'm going to take off these weapons, and I'm going to put on weapons. I'm going to put on autocannons. And their purpose would be obviously to provide defensive fire. So that provides us 2 30mm autocannons. I like that idea. Let me go back. I'm going to save this design as is. So that's the Independence. And we're going to then order that to be constructed. So that'll be a variant of the ship. So I'm going to order up for Independence to be built, and 1 in U, and then we're also going to go for the Recusant. We're going to get those built and on the way. So that has a lot less combat power, but I'm going to hope that the additional autocannons, having autocannons should provide some kind of point defense capability. I'm not too sure. I haven't fought combat before, but you know, what can you do? They're about the same capability anyhow, and yeah, I think that'll be the end of the episode. I hope you guys enjoy it. Again, more issues in space. If you got any tips on how to deal with that, let me know, but I'll see you guys next time. Please like, comment, subscribe, whether this help me out. Goodbye.